This is sick. I need to get off this before I get that playing.
Go after.
Right? Dude, that thing is like
And then sit on the Bukkake too.
totally for hood rat stuff.
I think your front tire was low on there.
I didn't check air pressure on them. We'll check later.
Like, I didn't want to see your bike fall, but I kind of wish we got Ryan dropping it on camera.
I wish we did.
That's awful, Matthew. How dare you?
I just said I didn't want to see. I don't want to see your bike on the ground.
I think you secretly did want to see that.
I'm super jealous. So
That's gonna kick it over.
oh, messed up the kickstand.
I'm gonna give it a minute.
We're gonna have connectivity issues again. Didn't we have a lot of issues last time?
I don't know. We never streamed from here.
I thought we did once. Wasn't I don't know what I forgot what we were actually doing.
I don't remember. It wouldn't surprise me.
I remember though, because my face was on the thumbnail forever and I hated it.
Well, sometimes you just gotta deal with it, Matthew.
Yep. No one wants to see my face.
You guys want to pull up chairs? There's a chair over there. You can get a folder chair.
I'll pull up a motorcycle. So let's just all pull up motorcycles.
No, because we're not changing to a bike channel. So let's put that out there.
Your videos have been doing good. They're like 3,000 people. Okay.
What, the bike ones?
Yeah.
We're gonna move those over.
Yeah.
Separate them.
Oh,
What's going on, guys? Thank you for joining. We're gonna wait another minute before we
yeah. I'll
start diving in. If you guys have questions, we're gonna do a Q&A before we do the giveaway. So we're just kind of all here hanging out in the garage room. We're all here to chat. Let me see if
Top squad.
there we go. What's up, Lucas? Has to know we're giving away a sweatshirt to anybody who made a purchase for any of our webinars in the month of February.
Who's that?
Hassan Sefwan, Arizona. What's up, Jeffrey? Oh, hey, Tyler. Hey, Ty, you can come and join in on this if you want with us.
Ty's watching.
Yeah.
They did this last time.
It's up
Making
to
it
you.
real awkward.
Where's Jenny?
Jenny? Oh, at my house. I have an oil pan coming, a baffled oil pan coming, so I could do some more slidey stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Baffled oil pan next install on Jen A.
Yeah.
Boobs. Okay.
Boobs.
Genesis is for
Big fan.
pussies. RX8's for men. Well, I did beat Matthew in the toge battle.
Yeah,
but
well,
he spanked me in the straight line, so that should say something there too.
I'm not nearly as fearless as you are on the street.
Oh, I'm getting old
He's
now.
a freaking maniac. Like videos don't do justice for driving, but his do.
It is a dangerous business.
Yeah.
Getting those shots.
Yeah.
I deal with it all the time. I hate it. Like it's one of the most nerve-wracking and stressful things. We just filmed an M4, a modified M4. Was making like over 500 horsepower this weekend. I'm just like, man, I don't even want to like push this car because it's expensive and
Yeah.
I don't want to fix it or pay for it.
Luckily, it had a lot of tire though.
Oh, Hassan said just kidding. So
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Danny's are not for pussies after all. White FD is still sitting over there.
I love
But-
that.
How much more
People ask every
But
time.
all right, but hold on. All right, let me redeem myself here. So the red NA Miata that was turbocharged, the 13B swap should be done by June. I talked to Mike Vargas the other day. So we're gonna do a lot of content on that, and really that's kind of dictate the direction I go for the White FD. I know I've been saying this. I sound like a broken record now. But my gut is I'm not going to like the P-port for street, so I think I'm just going to do a turbo 13B. Haven't decided yet. But also my black RX-8 needs sorting, like all the sorting things that people don't really talk about. RX-7.
Yeah.
I'm
doing too many cars.
Matthew, I'm getting old and senile. It needs sorting work, like the little stupid things that bother you when you drive it that nobody really talks about when you highly modify a car. So we're going to be doing those, and I'm probably going to switch the turbo to like some sort of ball bearing setup. But there'll be RX-7 content coming soon, and then I'll do the White FD. Ty has many questions. Well, why don't you ask away? Come over here on camera and ask your questions.
I like to stay over here for now.
Come on, Ty. Do it live.
What's up, Ricardo? Okuma, New York State. What's going on? Jeffrey says Jenny for the win.
Hey.
Yeah. Actually, why don't you log in so you can read comments too? Because I have to squint like an old man and bring my glasses out here. RX-8s are great. I actually was thinking about picking up another one before they start going up in value like all the other JDM cars.
There's my dog.
Whose girlfriend was with us when we were doing the drag race?
Oh, that wasn't a girlfriend.
He has a girlfriend?
It wasn't mine.
It was when we had the check right like a diamond.
Oh, Shina. She's no longer with Ryan anymore. So that was Ryan's woman that was with me. Hey Quinn, you haven't had the chance to drive a well-sorted FBR7. If so, how would you like it? I haven't driven a well-sorted one, but I did. We did have a full Bridgeported carbureted one back in the day. It was my friend's, but like we used to go out and rip that thing around, and it was quite the experience. Let's put it that way. A little scary. What's up, Terminator? How's it going, man? Yes, it has been a long time. We should probably do these more often. Let me see if one blip shift. Icky says he has the same blip shift shirt as you.
Oh, sick.
With your McLaren
F1, yeah.
You guys were
the real McLaren.
Have you seen the Gordon Murray T50?
No.
It's basically like a McLaren F1 just modernized.
Oh, no kidding.
It's awesome. Manual transmission, naturally aspirated V12.
Sick.
Like it's center steering wheel, just like a McLaren F1. That's absolutely sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Jeffrey said 4-rotor. Yeah, they're $60,000. As much as that sounds fun, not in this budget. 2011 RX-8 R3. I need something nice for it. Ricardo, there's plenty you can do to them. Put a 20B in it. That would be really nice. He's sick for the white FD to be a 3-rotor. Yeah, I'm really gonna have to love the peripheral ported 13B to do the peripheral ported 3-rotor. If not, I'm gonna do a well-sorted 2-rotor on the white FD, and I think the RX-8 will actually get a turbo 3-rotor because I want to do a 3-rotor on something at some point. Fuck the world, that's not too nice, but yeah, it's a lot of nonsense going on out there right now. I don't know what looks like a Hyundai Elantra.
I think you were talking about the
Jenny?
No, the
Or the RX?
McLaren. My shirt.
That looks like an Elantra?
I don't know. Maybe.
Somebody asked, how many car accidents have you been in?
Yeah.
We need a clarification on that.
I think that was directed at Quan.
Why don't we do a little round table? How many car accidents have you been in?
I've been in. I mean, according to the state or like anything official, none. But I've been in 2 fender benders. One of them, I was like 16 years old, and I was just learning how to brake in a corner to try and get the tail end to come out in a front wheel drive car, and I just overcorrected and hit a guardrail. That was one thing, and then I just rear-ended a minivan. But my car was already shit at that time anyway.
What about you, Brian?
I've been in some bad ones.
How many were when you were behind?
When I was behind the wheel, 1. Don't look at naughty Snapchats while you're driving. It's not smart.
Oh, that's the Mirage.
Very distracting. Yeah.
Oh, man.
R.I.P. That was a good little.
That was a nice little car.
You had a car. This is my brother, by the way, Tyler.
How you doing?
You've had a car crash, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I totaled my buddy's car once upon a time.
What'd you do?
It was a Civic. I spun it off into the woods, being a knucklehead kid. I pulled the handbrake and with very little driving experience, I sent the thing off into the woods.
Wow.
It was a good lesson learned. Did that. I hit a car in a parking lot once upon a time. Little stuff in it. Just 2. Yeah, I kissed the rear quarter and dragged it about 3 feet. The back corner.
It was a hard
truss. It was like a hard kiss. It was a costly lesson learned. What about you, Quinn? How many?
Oh, geez.
You got a list?
All right. I'll try to make this as quick as possible. First car, 92 Civic VX. I pulled out in front of somebody. I had fog on my windows on my way to high school, and I just thought I could see headlights, and I pulled out. I should have just rolled down the window, but I was driving for 2 months and didn't know any better. That car got totaled. Thank God the guy that hit me wasn't really hurt, but his car got totaled. My 3000 GT, I was going to school and we had a 90-minute delay, and I lived on top of this really big hill. I was coming down it, and there's a school bus stopped and cars behind it, and I could not stop. I had my summer tires on there. I was sliding. I was going to rear end the person in front of me, but I cut the wheel over into the oncoming lane. Thank God nobody was there, and crashed into a big snowbank. Car was fine. My S2000, my very first S2000, I was 22 when I bought it. It was an AP1 with 48,000 miles on original tires. I bought it in 2007. First night I got it. I got it delivered from a dealership in Cape Cod I went to for that car. It's like 25 degrees outside. I floored it in a straight line in third gear. Thought I was a good driver because I was winning autocrosses in my stock Miata. Spun it on the highway, slid backwards down a guardrail, totaled that car. Thank God nobody hurt. My BMW Z4M coupe, nobody knows about this, but I hung it out into a big drift years ago. Second gear, car went big angle, corrected, snapped, understeered across the road on the oncoming side, nosed the front driver's side into the curb, and then pendulum the rear into the curb, destroyed the whole rear. My tire was like, if we're looking at the driver's side, my tire was sticking out like this. I was like a mile away from my house, and I limped it home that way, but axle, rear control arm, everything was like destroyed. Thank God I didn't hit the body or anything on it. There's got to be others. I spun my white Miata when I first got it in 2006, going through an intersection. I hit a curb straight on, but like it was like the gentlest hit, and I just scraped the lip, and my tire stopped me. I mean, I've had all sorts of close calls, and learning to drive is like, it's a really steep curve. Mm-hmm. But never on track though. I've gone off on track, but I've never like hit anything on track. I've had other people hit me, but like it was like a bump in the race.
I feel like getting to the limits of cars on a track is so much easier than doing it on the street.
But when you're with like Spec Miata with a million other Spec Miatas and you're bumping into each other, that's like the word. I'm a clean racer. I will say that. Like I never caused contact with somebody, but people have caused contact with me doing cockamamie stuff.
Want to do the next one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ruben says hello from New Zealand.
What's up, Ruben?
Your country is beautiful. I want to go there. New Zealand.
Yeah, New Zealand's real pretty.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, some people are just having. Oh, they were talking about the Gen A looking like a Elantra. Yeah, I guess all Hyundais do kind of look alike. They have the same sort of grill.
They have that. It's the design language of the Hyundais.
I just wanted something rear-wheel drive.
I know. I like Jenny. Yeah. Jenny's good.
It's a good car. People are trying to sell each other cars. It looks like 6 superchargers. Let's see. Thoughts on a Fidanza flywheel? Big boy south.
I run Fidanzas in my S2000 and my NB Miata, the lightest ones that they make for them. I think they're 7 pounds. No issues.
Yeah.
Although I will say the very first one I got was machined a little loose for the pilot bearing. It like you could push in and out by hand. I don't know how much that really mattered, but it skeeved me out. So when I had the motor out, I changed it to another one.
Jeffrey's asking about thoughts on the EPA and RPM Act.
It's like, I think it's a monumental waste of time and money. Like, I think the whole tuner thing is a dying scene. I really, like, as sad as it is to say, like, you don't see decatted tuner cars driving around like nearly as much as you did like when Fast and the Furious days were out.
Yeah, it's a waste of time. It's stupid, and like it's not going to improve anything.
We have so many other like real serious problems going on in the world that like that's where the focus should be going on, not
seriously,
not on Ricer kids.
Jason, hey Slip Angle Group, love watching your channel. 91 Miata owner, track at Summit Point frequently.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you really think RX-8 will go up in value?
Yes, I do. Look at all the JDM cars. It's going to take a while. It will take a while, but I do think that there's going to be value for them, especially like when FDs become unobtainium.
Someone has a rare lightning yellow. Oh, I can't read. Sorry, I need my glasses. I'm so freaking old.
I know I didn't bring mine out either.
Okuma. He's got a rare lightning yellow RX-8 fully loaded and then some. He wants to build the engine and nice the car up, add more power, more proper.
20B.
He's also your neighbor. Looking for advice, please. So like,
put a 20B in it in turbo.
Quinn, get a 787B.
You guys think I have money like chilling out? I'm broke all the
like
time.
75 motorcycles in here.
I've been buying motorcycles now. That's where all the funds are going.
How many motorcycles do you have now?
That are mine, or like that are ours?
Well, ours and
so my brother and we've been buying up motorcycles. We're going to rent them this year. We're going to do like kind of like a social club thing with them. So if anybody's in the bikes and you want to like hang out and you're in Connecticut area, we're gonna offer that as an offering. But I'm up to 4 motorcycles now for me. We're going to start a motorcycle channel so we don't cross these two. And Matthew, we just picked up Matthew a motorcycle.
There's currently 8 motorcycles.
Oh, wait, it's over there. Never mind. Well, let me see if I can get this. Here, pull the camera. So we just got that silver. How do I do this? There we go. SV1000 for Matthew, and we picked up this WR450F Yamaha dirt bike for rental. And then this is bike corner for me behind you, and my supermoto build that we finished up last night.
You didn't show up the sick R3.
Oh yeah, and we bought an R3 for rental too. Bam. So, but we realize that the channel's got to have a directive, so we're not going to cross them anymore. We're just going to start a motorcycle channel.
I think that was the last one. I think you said you're rich.
Define rich. I work 7 days a week. Is that really rich? And I run 2 businesses outside of my day job.
So, that looks like all the questions. Should we do the drawing? I don't know if anyone that's.
Yeah, well, before we do the drawing, the other reason why we want to hold the live tonight is we understand that a lot of people don't always understand what our webinars are. So we just want to kind of like shed some light on that. So it's illegal to raffle things. We cannot raffle things legally, right? But what we do, and we did this instead of doing Patreon and asking for straight up donations, but we have to fund projects like the Exoset and stuff like that. Right now it's just coming out of our own pockets. And plus like all the time and money that we like put into like video equipment and just everything else. So we came up with the idea for the webinars. We see people doing car giveaways, right? But when you buy clothing for a car giveaway, you're essentially playing the lottery, right? Especially if it's like for like a bigger person like Adam LZ or Tommy or whatever, like you're playing the lottery with like your odds. So with the webinars, we say we buy a set of wheels and we have to make $200 profit on them, right? And we get them for, I don't know, $600 our cost, right? So we may do 20 seats for that webinar at $40 a seat. So we make our margin that we need to make on them. And granted, we have to put a little bit of money in there for shipping because we offer free shipping to the 48 states. We'll ship stuff internationally if they want to pay the difference in shipping after what it would cost to ship it somewhere in the United States. Or we can offer a cash equivalent payout, which we've done for some folks who won overseas. So you buy a seat for a live review of whatever that product is. Some of them are universal, like we do coil radiator for your car, or we do a set of NKRPF ones and like whatever fitment or sparkle steering or whatever we have up there. We actually do review the product. We kind of treat it like a Q&A, sort of like this. So we play around and joke around and stuff. At the end, we take everybody who bought a seat. You don't have to be present, right? The link that we send out for the event, once all the seats sell, can always be accessed after the fact for I think up to 3 months, and you can go back and watch the recorded version. Either way, whoever wins, we reach out to them via their email that they register with on slipanglemedia.com. So at the end, we give away the item that we're reviewing. So what you're paying for is a review. So you're not buying a raffle ticket, but we do give the item away at the end of it. And we thought that was like kind of a way to like offer something a little bit different. Now, with that said, we have established a Turn 14 account. We are going to start putting our recommended product packages for the cars that circumvent our channel a lot. So obviously Miata is going to be one of the first ones, S2000, WRX stuff, Subaru stuff, RX-7 stuff. We're going to put together like suspension offerings, right? So instead of having a million different coilover options like for Miata, we're going to have our budget, our medium offering, and our high-end offering, and like that's it. Like just take the guesswork out, because it's like if you want to buy like a set of Megan coilovers or something like that, like I don't even want to sell them because I don't believe in Megan, but you could just go on eBay or whatever, or whoever else is selling them at dirt cost. So we're just going to put together the packages that we recommend, that we have experience with, and just kind of make the shopping experience a little bit easier. Now, with that said, we haven't done this formally, but like if somebody wants to order something, you could always reach out to us like on the Instagram account. We can put an order in for you, depending on whatever it is that you're looking for, and we can work something out for the payment via like PayPal. But that is something that's going to be going up on Slip Angle Media. It just takes time. We all have so much going on, like to sit down and actually manually enter products into the website takes freaking forever. So, do we have more questions, or do we want to go right
into
into
a few more questions?
All right, we'll go through some more questions and then we'll do the drawing.
Hold on. Let's see.
So what we're giving away tonight is we're giving away a free Slip Angle Media hoodie to anybody who bought a seat to one of our webinars in the month of February. That was the promotion that we were running. So somebody's going to take home a hoodie for free tonight.
Yep.
And we do have some active webinars up, so you could check them out. We should be better about sending out the email blasts. But also, like, if there's stuff that you guys want specifically, that's like, we get enough interest for, we'll purchase it and we'll put it up for webinar and make it available to everybody.
All right, so next question's Miata ND, Edelbrock supercharger or a BBR turbo, looking for torque. I think turbo. Yeah, turbos make torque.
Turbos make a ton of torque, and if they're sized appropriately,
Yeah.
The
Especially BBRs.
supercharger runs hotter, and it's not going to make nearly as much peak. So like, I drove Matthew's turbo. What's in your car? T28.
It's a Garrett GT 2560.
Like that turbo has so much low on it, and especially with the new manifold that Derek made, like.
Oh my God, so
I mean,
good.
he's getting like almost full boost at what 3,200 RPM.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't really be flooring a car at 3,200 RPM, like or below 3,200 RPM, anyways. Especially like a smaller motor, you're just lugging it at that point. So
yeah,
I think that's pretty good.
Turbo technology is so good, and tuning's so easy now. It's just it's worth it.
I would totally do the BBR kit.
Yeah. Whose garage is this? Is there actually a house above it?
This is mine. It technically could be considered a house that's up above here, but I run one of my businesses out of there. So I have a firearms business on the side, GQ Armory. So the other business I run outside of my day job and doing the YouTube channel, and the store is upstairs for that.
Other comments. My friend's an 11-year-old kid, a big fan of Miatas and RX-8s. Yeah.
Good cars.
Yeah.
Love the RX-8.
Yeah. Can't go wrong. Any shops to recommend for RX-8 work?
I get asked this all the time. Like, I really have no idea who to recommend because, like, I always do my own work. So, I guess like Angel Motorsports, which they're the one. This is the first time I ever like handed a car off to somebody because we're doing a collab with them. But they seem to know pretty like fairly well what they're doing. I've seen some of their work on Tommy's builds. They did a build for Adam LZ. And they do good work, and they seem to know what they're doing. So I started the 13B peripheral port project, but like I'm so strapped for time. So the collab just made sense to give it off to them to let them finish. Once we get the car back in our possession, we're just going to do the whole build series, everything that was filmed along the way. And so it's consistent. We didn't want to start airing any of that yet, just based on that.
I want to do a nice spotlight video on it first.
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
then go to the build videos.
Oh, you think you want to do reverse?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what if people don't? Oh, I guess if you want to watch the build, I don't know though. I feel like the spotlight's like kind of like the grand finale.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
All right, let us know what you guys want to see.
I want a high CR ITB Miata engine with 272-degree cams.
That's what I have.
Yeah.
I have 12.5 to 1 with 272 Marua 10mm lift.
Caterham Super 7s. My dad's building one right now. He's got a Caterham 310S in his garage right now, and he also has an older Caterham that he's building for a race car too. My dad is a huge fan of 7s.
So we'll be doing some video with that.
Yeah. It's an open diff.
What?
It doesn't. Like my dad doesn't drift.
I don't care.
It's a grip car.
They
actually say the Caterhams, like they have the BMW 135i rear diffs that are open. That's what comes with the cars. They don't have any problems with them, but the limited slip differential options, they always have problems with them. They're rebuilding them at like every 3,000 miles.
What?
He was convinced not to by the person I think Rocky Mountain Motorsports. He was convinced by them not to get the LSD.
Matthew, every car.
It's 155 horsepower.
I don't care. Every car needs a diff.
My dad's not a drifter. He's a grip guy.
It's not even for drift. Like it helps power, like power on exit.
All right.
I'm gonna talk to Bruce.
Yeah, we talked to Papa Whitebeard. Opinions on driver training on simulators. He's been into sims about half of his life now. It's helped him a lot.
You've been doing a lot of sims,
Yeah,
right?
I've been doing sims. I actually just put a new screen on. Rod gave me a 55-inch 4K TV that he just had later on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's pretty sweet now. It's pretty dialed.
I love sims. I mean, I haven't played a sim in years, but like when I was like really into competitive driving and racing spec Miata, if I can get the track on a sim before like I've ever raced it, or even like gearing up towards a race weekend, tremendous help. Sims are probably what got me into. I was Gran Turismo, I think 4 on I have a PlayStation 3. I had Gran Turismo 4 and 5. Those are the ones for PlayStation 3?
They're up to 7 now, I think.
But on PlayStation 3.
Yeah, PlayStation. I think that sounds about right.
So I used to run those, and I practiced drifting on there, like just to get into the habit of like correcting the slide and shuffling your hands. without having like real world consequences. The sim was like tremendously helpful. God, that was so long ago. I haven't even unpacked my console since I moved here in 2016.
Wow.
I haven't touched the video game since. Yeah.
Yeah, Sims are a lot of fun.
But they're great. They're great training aids because there's no consequences. That's wonderful. Crashing in real life sucks.
Yeah. You clean money for the Mexican cartel, right?
I clean
I
money.
don't know if we want to announce that. It's like a weekend hobby. Yeah.
I pawn that off to my brother to do
Yeah,
my dirty dealings.
Side hustle.
Oh, David McGoggin's on.
What's up, Dave?
David, J swap is still the best swap for a Miata.
Who said that?
David McGoggin.
What are you basing that off of, Dave?
He said it's the best.
It's good. It is really good.
Yeah.
I don't know about the packaging, but like other than that, it was really good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think a built all motor K would be pretty ideal. Oh, actually, but no, it's not though, because the exhaust routing is jacked. That's a good one. I really don't know what's the best swap. Maybe 13B. We'll find out soon.
This is what I think about every night. What's the best swap?
I love the K series motors. I absolutely love K series. Honda makes the best naturally aspirated 4-cylinders. Let's just put that out there. But here's the problem with the NA and the ND Miata. The exhaust manifold is on the other side, and I hate the way you have to route the header in between the oil pan and the transmission. That's like a huge compromise, and I just everyone that I've seen there, the fitment is really tight, or they had rubbing issues, and that's not cool. And it's great that they use the Miata transmission, but what's not great is that adapter flywheel is heavy as sin, and for
Takes away the revving. Yeah.
it takes away the revving. So like my S2000 with a 7-pound flywheel in it, like that, everything's super lightweight on that motor. The pistons, rods, crank, valve train, low friction, like the cylinders are low friction, like that thing revs very close to like that of a motorcycle. That's the way a Honda should be. And you lose that when you put those into the NA and ND because of those compromises. So I always tell the guys, like, I would do an NC with an F or a K in it because everything routes on the right side. But it's probably going to be a lot of work to put that in there.
I mean, I like the idea. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but I actually like the K24Z3 swap kit with the integrated manifold. If you can deal with like the limitations of horsepower, like if you just want 200 horsepower out of a Miata with a nice revving engine.
Yeah,
Or turbo.
I just don't.
Yeah, or turbo. It's like the integrated manifold's a turbo manifold, basically.
I thought about this. Like if I was going to do a K, I was originally just looking at the K20A2 or 3, whichever the Intarga Type R one is, because it's 220 crank. It's 220 crank horsepower. You buy the whole swap kit from one of the places. They're probably through the roof now, but at the time they were like $6,000. But they came with the limited slip differential transmission, so you could probably recoup $1,000 to $1,500 from the build right there. The ECU, the axles, all that stuff, like you can just sell off. And then you got the motor; it's already like in a pretty good state of tune. That's like what I was, and I think usually Type R internals are lighter. I don't know about the K series, but yeah, I don't like the integrated. Like if you're doing all motor stuff, you need a good exhaust manifold. So the integrated manifold thing falls apart for me.
Yeah,
I'm biased. I'm an old biased bastard. So take that with a grain of salt.
And all right, next one. We're just moving on. Daniel works as a Ford tech. He's 18, has a C5 Corvette, 500 wheel horsepower, but his dream car is an RX-8. They think is more affordable than a Corvette.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm just like I had a C5 Z06 for a very short period of time, like 7 months before I bought this place. I had to sell it when I needed money. And then I moved to the RX-8 after that. C5 is an awesome car. They're very fast. They're a lot of power. Like they're a fast car, and they're like great performance for the buck. They're not refined in the way that they drive or how balanced they are. That car is dangerous, like at speed over bumpy roads while cornering, and I understand why people crash them. RX-8's a wonderful car. Like its styling is weird and obscure, but like it's wonderful because the way Mazda engineered that suspension. You have like the FD Miata S2000 like heroic turn-in of that, but like the rear with those ball joints, the multi-link setup on there is so sophisticated. It soaks up bumps so well, and like when you do slide, it's just super graceful and like super blissful. So it's almost like
Cough, leaf springs, cough.
well, you know. They're transverse leaf springs and they're composite, so they're lighter. And the Corvettes are very rigid because of those leaf springs. But I think they're also the problem because there's not a lot of suspension travel, and there's a lot of bump steer in the Corvettes, especially if you lower them a little bit. I lowered mine on the stock like adjustments, and like the car just like I thought I knew what bump steer was. I didn't know what bump steer was until I drove that car like at speed. I think you would love an RX-8 in the way it behaves, but you're gonna absolutely hate it and think that it's broken if you're coming from a 500 horsepower Corvette. The one thing that killed me when I had that C5, and it was stock, so that was the 385 horsepower, 385 torque, was that I got out of that even into like my 417 wheel horsepower FD, which has a very linear power delivery. It made everything feel so freaking slow. Like I didn't even want to drive the Miatas or the S2000 or my Z4. Like they just felt broken after driving that car. So if you're going to do an RX-8, you're probably going to want like a Turbo 20B. So it doesn't feel busted.
Great. I don't know how much longer we want to go. Do you want to do this drawing?
Yeah. We're 35 minutes in?
Yeah.
We could do the drawing and then we'll answer a few more questions and we'll end it off. So
Okay. I don't know who's on, but we'll see. I've got everybody's like customer number. That's how I'm doing it.
yeah, so we have your emails that are on file. So if you're not here tonight and you win, we're just going to send you an email anyways.
And let's do the random number generator right now.
Do you want me to pull the camera over? I'll
It's
show
just going to show a number. It doesn't have names or anything.
This is not very exciting, but
Yeah.
so this is kind of how we do it. You're going to have to come closer to my cable language so far.
So I've got everybody's customer number who ordered.
Come up closer,
ticket.
Matthew.
Oh, well,
Come closer.
these are all the numbers.
Oh, it's reversed.
Yeah, it's reversed. All right. Well, we'll just say it.
Yeah, no, but just do it.
Yeah.
We got all the customer numbers.
And we're picking the number.
Some random number generator.
$2148 is the number.
Yep.
And who is 2148?
Matthew's going to his list.
Samuel Kramer.
Sam Kramer, congratulations, buddy.
Yep.
So you are the winner of the sweatshirt giveaway. So if anybody has questions about the webinars and we don't answer it here tonight, like you can always reach out to us on Instagram and explain to you more how it works. But I think we covered all the bases for that. Oh, and the last thing I should say, there's no limit to the amount of seats that you want to buy, because we just say, we understand you may have friends that want to join too.
I think so.
Carl.
Oh, nice.
Sam. Yeah. He bought 5 tickets to the
Great. Can't wait to ship this thing to Alaska and pay $1 million for shipping. Hopefully this will be less money than the cleaning kit. Yeah, Sam won the cleaning kit.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
Well, congratulations, Sam. I don't think you're here tonight.
In Alaska.
I think
So is it all nighttime over there right now? Or is it all daytime over there right now?
No, they're behind us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's probably still light there. But doesn't Alaska have like, well, he's in North Pole, Alaska. So maybe it is like dark there all the time. I don't know. I was hinting at the idea of building a replica of your MB1 and getting 60 subs to buy $100 raffle tickets. What?
He wants to raffle it.
Build an MB1 engine? That's a lot of work for a giveaway. Maybe down the road. Well, we are getting a VVT engine. Maybe we should do that with that.
Like build a VVT engine.
Build an NAV, like replicate my setup.
That would be cool.
And give it away. Yeah.
Maybe you're onto something here,
Yeah, he's
A
on
lot of
something.
interest
Mr. Kicked Out. What Miata would you guys build with a total budget of $10K for a daily driver and occasional autocross? NC23.
Yeah.
Easy. I think that's my favorite Miata. I just don't say it.
It's not a boat.
They're
not that much heavier.
They're derived from the RX-8's suspension. So it's just a shorter wheelbase RX-8 and a little bit shorter travel shock, but they drive like an RX-8. They're way more quiet, way more comfortable, way more roomy than the earlier cars. The chassis is like far more rigid too. So like that, hands down, all day long. And not to like knock Miatas, but I was going to say my biggest pet peeve with the NAs and NBs. My NB has 65,000 or 66,000 miles on the chassis. I've garaged it since I purchased it in January of 2006. My freaking rockers are bubbling through on the bottom, and that pisses me off so bad. It's like so inexcusable that there's no rust protection in there. So get the NC.
But no pop-ups. David McGoggin.
Dave, I don't care. Rust is like the devil, and I'm too cheap to do body work and paint, so it doesn't work for me.
Oh, Jonathan's here. You gave him the t-shirt.
A 347 for free. What's a
324 A2 Miatas are too loud for my taste. Yeah, I kind of agree with him.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Yeah, Blade Sports is that's a complete. It was a. You can fudge a dyno to say like whatever you want. That was on Church Automotive's dyno. That car baselined at like 240 at the wheels. Apparently, it's not calibrated properly, and there is no way that you're getting 30 to 40 horsepower out of a exhaust. My AP1 with cams, a mild port, bumped compression. So like almost like 12-to-1 compression because I did thinner head gasket and I milled the head a little. Full exhaust, bigger intake or bigger throttle body port match to the manifold, like everything, all the NA stuff minus ITBs, standalone. I did 230 at the wheels. They dyno 200 stock. That was 30 wheel horsepower, and it took like everything to get there.
Do you know a transverse transmission setup that would work in a rotary engine?
No idea. I'm sorry, I had no idea. Ideal daily.
I like an. I want an M2 so bad.
Matthew wants an M2. We just reviewed an M4, 2016 M4 manual this weekend.
There
will
was
be
a ton of room in the back seat too.
That car, that's a big car.
Yeah, I got kids, so I got to worry about back seats, unfortunately. But
Brown,
I mean, not unfortunate that I have kids, but
What's the question?
what's your ideal daily?
Oh, my E90 M3 is my ideal daily. I freaking love that
Yeah,
car.
I do like that car too.
Type high.
BMW S1000RR. 100% every day car.
I love my RX-8, but it could use 300 more horsepower. My LX470 is actually quite a nice daily driver, but that's not a sports car. But I love my LX470. My ideal, I guess, would be a E92 M3 coupe with a manual transmission.
Yes.
Yeah,
You will like.
either that or like an RX-8 with a turbo 20D. That's quiet.
Although you could like it all depends where you live. Like too, if you live out in California, daily a freaking NSX.
Well, they said car, right? So
Yeah.
like maybe like a Honda Civic with a fuel simple mods. I'd be in.
A Civic?
So yeah.
You are not my brother.
Where are you buying ammo?
Oh God, I have set up with multiple suppliers, but
Mexico.
you have to like jump on it within 30 seconds and pay like 300% markup right now. It's really bad. So ammo is like kind of its own deal. You're either an ammo dealer or you're a firearms manufacturer dealer. I'm not an ammo dealer, but I get some here and there.
Dave says he bought an AP1 and NB2 just because of you.
Really?
Dave, just Dave.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dave, that's awesome, buddy. I hope that you're happy with those purchases because, I mean, I didn't steer you wrong. I still love my NB and my AP1. I own them and I'm
How
never
many
selling
times did
them.
you drive them in 2020?
I ripped the fuck out of that S2000 before I bought the motorcycle. Remember we did the spotlight video on it?
Yeah, no, it's been a while.
Why you busting my chops, Matthew? I didn't drive the NB though. The last time I drove the NB was at
TPM, right?
yeah, up at when we went to Speed
TMP.
Academy with it. TMP, Toronto Motorsports Park.
NC1 suck. You can't afford an NC. Does an NC1 suck? That's a good question.
I don't
Does
know.
an NC1
It
suck
just works
if you can't afford an NC2/3? I don't like
It's,
the look of the
it's
front
not.
end.
It's
just
not
keeps
that it
floating.
sucks. Like I would really just save and get the NC2. The NC2 has like forged rods and pistons.
You need
It revs 500 RPM higher, so it's 7,500 RPM versus 7,000 in the NC2. I think aesthetically they're way more prettier with the more aggressive front end. Like, you know, unless you get a screaming deal on an NC or you're gonna turbo it, like which turbo will defeat a lot of that and doesn't really matter. But if I was picking one, I would go NC2 or 3.
And Dave it says rod bearings don't scare you guys in the M3.
Oh, 100p.
But you just,
Yeah, and
Get them done, and then you're good for the life of the car.
you got to let the car warm up properly.
If you buy used one, do yourself a favor and get them done, and then you can sleep soundly at night.
I still have original rod bearings in my Z4M, and that's got 42,000 miles on it now. I use Castrol 10W60 that thick ass oil, which is the same thing that the S65 and the V8 one uses. I give it very, very, very ample time to warm up. The Z4M doesn't have a cooling temp gauge; it just has oil temp, and I wait until I'm at 160 degrees before I even like give that thing any real load, and I let it idle for at least like a minute when it's cold before I even drive it, because I think that's where the wear comes from. It's thick oil, and it's just not in the clearances until it's like fully warmed up.
If you live in a cold climate and you have to get up and
Smirking at?
I'm
rush
laughing.
out the door,
Somebody-
not a good daily.
Yeah, no.
Sean Lim said, what about hatchbacks? Do you guys not need to haul stuff?
I have a beater for that. 4-door Mazda 3. Yeah, it's great. No, it's not a hatchback. I wish it was a hatchback.
I got my LX 470. That's like a giant hatchback. I used to have Civic hatchbacks and stuff. Like I had 4 Civic hatchbacks when I was
I
younger.
bet you wish you kept them, right? With the price they're going for now. EG hatches.
I'm over the hatch thing. I can't do front wheel drive, and like hatches are just kind of dorky. Like I'm sorry, like I know people love them. I used to love them. I'm not into them anymore. I know. I told you, old biased cranky man. Get off my lawn.
I like front wheel. I could drive. I like front wheel drive.
You can drive all the front wheel drive you want, Matthew.
With a nice little pet.
When I'm sideways and you're understeering, like just remember.
put a giant rear sway bar on it and brake when you turn.
No, front wheel drive oversteer is scary. It's terrifying.
In the snow, it's easy.
Yeah, that's anything though.
Yeah, that's true.
Someone asked, why do people crash so many S2000s? Are they really that sketchy to drive?
It's the suspension travel in the rear, right? Isn't that the problem?
No, and so there's a couple reasons why. First of all, any rear-wheel drive car with power needs to be respected. If you come from a Miata like I did, like it's very easy to crash an S2000 because you think you're a hero and you're a Miata, and then you go and you have a car that actually makes some power, like when it's in its power band, and it can get loose. A lot of people don't understand that when you have power going down to the rear wheels, like on a car that makes power and it's rear-wheel drive, like undulations in the road can like make the wheel lose contact and like put that car into a slide, even going in a straight line. So like those guys who do like those 1,000 horsepower, like full-on drag race cars that they race on the highways and stuff like that, they crash a lot because the road surfaces are not even. And like when you have that much power going to the ground, you're to the floor, like you have to constantly be correcting that car, even at speed. S2000, it is a shorter wheelbase car. The AP ones especially are more, they have a toe change under compression in the rear so that they toe in, and it makes it more eager to rotate. That's why Honda did it, so the car turns in sharp. Like that car's inherent balance on the skid pad is to oversteer, which most cars at steady state throttle on a skid pad will understeer, but an AP1 actually oversteers. So it's shorter travel. It's easy for that to lose traction. It's short. It's a short wheelbase car, which is going to rotate quicker. It's a front midship, so you're 50-50 weight balance, but you have the engine tucked behind the front of the suspension, so it just pivots. The chassis will pivot very easily. If I always tell people, if you can drive an S2000 at speed, like really like drive it in anger at the limit and control it, you can drive just about anything, because that will teach you all the fundamentals. It's just a car that you have to approach with respect, and you have to move up in increments to like find those limits. I hope that makes sense.
He said that makes sense.
We have 2 questions, 2 of the same question, basically. Opinions on the new Civic Type R, the FK8.
I know nothing about it.
I like the K20 C engine.
Yeah.
The exhaust routing is actually on the proper side, so it'd be easier to swap it a Miata.
And you can buy them as crate engines too.
Yeah.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah.
There's just not a lot of development on them yet. And people are bending rods with a little bit more boost. So
Oh, really? I mean,
it's new. It's all new.
Yeah.
You know?
As a car, though, I'm glad that car exists. Like, it's a driver's car. Like, yes, it's front wheel drive, and yes, not everybody likes front wheel drive, but I don't know. I like performance cars you can buy from the factory. Like,
No, I mean, like, it's a shame Honda killed off the 2 best cars that ever made, the NSX and the S2000. So it's good that they're still doing some.
but the NSX was, I mean, they got that new hybrid thing.
That's not an NSX. I don't care what you. That is not an NSX.
Oh man, we're getting a lot of questions.
It's good.
We'll go. Let's go to 9. Everybody, everybody came here and joined.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going.
Do you own a Plymouth Fury?
I don't know what the hell that is.
I honestly don't know. It sounds like some kind
I
of.
think I know what that is.
Man, I'm sorry.
Scion FRS versus NB Miata.
Oh, is it-
I gotta get into an FRS. I want to drive on speed.
It's faster than an ND Miata stock for stock. It's probably like more of a playful driver's car than an ND. Well, no, I mean like the FRS is definitely like more playful than the ND, I would say. Oh my
Kind
god,
of fury.
Quinn, you gotta get
that's
it.
like a nimble
that
thing.
looks like Ghostbusters.
Pretty
Car.
awesome.
It's got that long Don hood you like.
Yeah, right.
It's got long down everything going
Yeah,
on.
long Don tail too.
That's too old for me. I'm sorry. I think my cutoff is 1991 for cars now. The only exception I make,
240Z.
huh?
A 240Z.
Yeah, but dude, you're gonna be like fixing tin can rust everywhere.
That's a problem.
I know. There's a video, if you guys still watch Best Motoring or in Keiichi Tsuchi's AE86 Hachiroku, it goes in for like a chassis refresh, and like that thing is like literally like splitting apart everywhere at the pinch welds, and they like have to like gusset and reinforce that whole chassis. It's awesome, but it's like it just goes to show you like what the older Japanese cars, like how well they were made. They weren't that great, especially if you're putting grippy tires on them and like racing them.
There's a lot. Okay, it's a true game changer. Oh, that's like when it was one.
Man, I should have like pulled this up on my phone. I feel left out
Quinn
here.
was to build an NB again. Would you do a 250 wheel horsepower Rotrex car?
Ooh, I think the Rotrex kits are kind of cool for like quick, easy speed. They're very easy to install. They seem to run cooler than conventional Roots superchargers. I talked to the boys about this. Like there was a point in my life where I was like, I kind of want to just buy an NC for a daily and put a Rotrex on it. Because I think that would be a quick, easy, like a lot of fun. I'd make 250 all day.
That was the way I was gonna go with the red car.
Yeah. So if I was building an NB again, I don't think I would build an NB again. I know that sounds sad. I love my NB, but I don't think I would build an NB again. I would probably really want an NC if I'm going to do a Miata. Yeah. And again, because of the reasons I mentioned before, like I'm so pissed off that my low mileage garage kept NB has rust bubbling through the lower rockers. That just like makes me so angry.
When you get that vet back, they love they love turbos too.
Death trap.
I do. I mean, I'm not really like into drag racing. I kind of like drag racing. I like watching some, but like the guy who does 1320 video has got a twin turbo C5.
Oh, they're fast as shit.
The thing's cool.
You see the twin turbo Vipers, the Gen 5 Vipers?
like-
Those things are like bonkers power,
Yeah.
and they seem to take it. There's like 1,200 horsepower is like the low stage one.
It's insane nowadays.
I really wonder, like, I haven't driven anything with that much power. The most powerful car I've ever driven, my friend had a 750 wheel horsepower Shelby Mustang GT500. And that was a lot, but that car was like a boat too. It weighed like 4,400 pounds or something like ridiculous. So like it was interesting, like hustling that and like it didn't like.
That has the one with the live axle, or are you talking
Yeah,
about
live
like a
axle.
Terminator? Oh, okay.
It did not like. It was like the boxy one, like the like those big boxy
Like the I
ones.
Am Legend one.
Yes,
Yeah, that one. I like that car, but yeah, it does have a live axle.
dude. Well, but the Shelby was like extra heavy.
Yeah.
And that much power, like corner exit, like putting power down was like really interesting in that car.
We were driven mid-engine cars. How much of a difference? Yeah, we drove the NSX.
Yeah, NSX and MR2 Spider.
Yeah, I love that NSX so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's a good car.
mid-engine's different. It's a very different driving style than FR. I'm actually like slower in mid-engine cars because I don't drive them appropriately. I drive everything like an FR car. So I struggle a little bit with mid-engine, but I've never owned one. And I'm sure if I owned a mid-engine car, I would drive, like get into the flow of how it wants to be driven to like wring the best performance out of it. Well, I mean, there's a reason why like the fastest cars on the planet are mid-engine.
Yeah.
So
Oh, Dave. I really do not understand why you guys are stuck at 35K subs. Your channel is unbelievably underrated.
thanks,
What a
man.
nice guy.
we ask ourselves the same thing. Like we literally try to like think of ways to differentiate us and help us like grow a little bit more, but it's hard. We had high hopes for the Exoset build, like having like a joint channel build that we can continually create content with. Those videos are not getting very many hits. Like looking at it now, we're wondering is because people don't know what an Exoset is, so nobody really wants to click on it.
Hopefully maybe when it gets completed, and it gets more exciting with like the lifted suspension and everything, it'll get more traction.
We should be able to do a lot of like silly videos with that car, like just like going to a drive-through with an Exoset, or like hopping curbs because it's going to have long travel suspension on it, like just stuff like that maybe is different. Like we kind of want to do like a Gymkhana type thing, but like more like hood rat style.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how else I would describe it because we're doing it on the street like knuckleheads. But the rotary Miata build, I'm hoping will gain traction because like I don't think anybody's really big has done a rotary Miata build start to finish.
Yeah,
and then the content that we can film from that too.
And me and Brown just invested in some new camera equipment too that should step up some video quality.
Yeah.
Dual Canon R6s.
Yep. Let's see. Oh my God, there's still so many. MR2 Spider VVT swap or K swap.
Ooh. That 2ZZ engine is a really cool motor that Yamaha made. I guess you got to like have an honest chat with yourself on how much power you really want in the end. The VVT swap is easier. It's a much easier path. But if you want like decent performance, like a 12-second, let's say 12-second quarter-mile car, like you're gonna want an all-motor K.
Did any of those the MR2s come with a limit slip, or were they open?
I think it was an option, but it was very, very, very rare. So most of them are open.
So maybe as a whole package, buying a K series with a 6-speed.
Well, the nice thing is if you get the Celica GTS,
mm-hmm.
I believe some of those had limited slip diffs, but maybe I'm remembering that wrong. But you can get a Torsen for them relatively cheap if it doesn't have it, and if you have the tranny out, I don't think it's terribly hard to install because it's going in the front-wheel drive transmission. Or if you do a K series, I think you get Type R tranny with the factory diff. But I've heard don't those transmissions have problems too? I don't know.
6 speeds. The Hondas?
I thought people were saying the K series transmissions were like
they have good power.
They do, right? I've heard people say they're weak, but like I'm like, I don't.
My brother-in-law is gonna have like 500 horsepower in his going through his
so
the front wheels.
So there you have it.
And slicks.
Yeah, I mean, if I was gonna do Aspire, I'd probably try to go K personally.
Yeah.
If you can swing it. And I say the honest conversation thing because my NB is a great example of, oh, okay, this will be good because the first setup was 150 horsepower. And I'm like, okay, that's going to be good for a Miata, and it wasn't. Then the second setup was 172 horsepower, and I was like, okay, that's going to be good for Miata, and then it wasn't. Now the third setup is 185, and it's still not enough. So have an honest conversation about what you want for power out of the car.
Jason loves the Exoset videos.
Thank you, Jason. I'm glad that you do.
Gap Miata says they want to bring back the face-off series. I wish we had an airport like Hoonigan does.
Face-off,
like when we, I raced it with the Genesis versus the
our drag race series.
Yeah, like
in the toge battle, we can do that still.
Yeah, we could.
Ryan's M3 still has the race stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did we? We raced the S2000 against Jenny, right?
I think the next one we did.
Oh, so I got to do
Z4M
versus Jenny.
Yeah.
And then winner race is Ryan. And then they could face off against the FD as like the last showdown.
A lot of people don't
actually we should do my NB versus the RX-8.
We can do that.
But like I don't know how we're gonna do the toge battle because neither you boys are gonna be that comfortable. Like
he might be more comfortable than me.
Yeah, but I also don't want you to crash my car.
Yeah, that's true.
I may not be comfortable.
I'm comfortable on track.
Yeah, on track. But we did race the RX-8 in the Miata track, and I spanked it.
We might be able to get a Thompson. We gotta see how that pans out.
Oh yeah, we might have a connection at Thompson's. We were supposed to go meet with the head of marketing.
Yeah.
This year, so we may have a new track venue to film at. Getting in the Lime Rock's a pain in the ass, but that's not off the table fully either though. We have a proposal for them to like make it a little bit more enticing to give us the track time there.
Nathan says we need more clickbait thumbnails.
More butt
Scotty
cheeks.
Gilmore.
If you have any clickbait, send them over.
I mean, like the one with Allie, like did the best.
It was
Like,
proven.
it was the best
It was an
to be out of it.
experiment,
It's still building. It's at like almost 8,000 views.
I'm gonna have my brother wear his feet up.
Clickbait works. you
I'm
know?
just gonna start doing squats and I'm just gonna wear some yoga pants. How about that?
Yeah, we just show your bottom half. Nobody
Yeah,
knows the
exactly.
difference.
I'm gonna stop watching.
Dave McGoggin says camera equipment doesn't mean shit. It's all about the eye. Ryan's got it.
Wow.
These new cameras shoot 120 frames per second, which is good for those slow-mo shots. So that's what we're hoping to get. So it does mean shit, Dave.
Dave's calling you boys out. I still have my Sony A6500. That's all you got out of me.
I thought you guys filmed on iPhones.
No.
Sometimes.
Well, actually, yeah, we do. Matt has,
Well-
Matt has a little gimbal.
Yeah, I do. I got
Never mind, I'm wrong.
All right. S54 swap for an E30. That would be his dream daily.
That would be pretty cool.
That would be cool. Tommy, like the slick top that he built, that would be a cool daily.
The E36.
E36.
Yeah, I wanted that thing.
Yeah, that's
I bought a stupid sweatshirt for that.
about a $75 sweatshirt.
I didn't win, shocker.
K-swaps plop right in too. In the E30.
Yeah. I do love that K Power Industries is like K-Swap in the world right now.
What's an E30 weigh though? Like 2,700 pounds, right?
I think it was like 24. No, 26 maybe. I don't know.
But that's what that iron block tractor.
Most of the time when you K-Swap a car, it drops away too.
Oh yeah, you're going to aluminum.
Yeah.
Aluminum.
Aluminium.
Aluminum. I don't know. I think the S54 is a pretty cool motor. Inline 6 ITBs. It sucks that it's iron block, so it's like kind of like it's a cow. That motor is a cow. Like it feels like you're chasing a cow around in my Z4. But it sounds good. Except with an open exhaust.
Yeah, not with an open exhaust.
The throttle body sound good. Yeah.
Induction only.
Mm.
Just too.
Yeah, Sandor's car sounds real good with that.
Yeah, his
airbox.
does sound real good.
You just need like a lot of resonators. He's got good exhaust and resonators in there. Yeah. And his
Does he
car
have-
sound good.
Do you have headers on that thing? He has American Racing headers, right? Yeah. I never had an IS300 wagon.
What's that?
Someone asked if I still have the IS300 wagon.
Oh,
That wasn't me.
no, that was Ryan's car. He sold that. Ryan King, not this Ryan.
That was a cool car. I like that car.
That was a cool car. He manual swapped that because they never made the sport crosses with a manual here. They're all autos. I like the IS300. That's a cool daily.
Altezas are going to become illegal too in the next couple of years.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, with the beams.
Yeah. They're
I
nice.
would daily one of those.
They're just nice cars. Like it's a very similar class of car to the RX-8. So that's why I never like really pursued buying one because it's like literally like heads up. The RX-8 was actually a little bit faster in the top end when I used to race Ryan's Sport Cross. But they're quiet, comfortable, good sound system, and they're reliable as shit. So they are really good cars.
Oh, here's one. Milwaukee, DeWalt, or Makita?
Milwaukee.
I used to, so I could say this. I worked for Stanley Black & Decker for 7 years prior to where I am now. And I like DeWalt power tools. Their hand tools, I think, are meh.
You don't like their chargers though, apparently, because you light them all on fire.
No, it's not that I don't like them, naturally. I just like almost burned this building down because I accidentally lit them on fire.
Bauer, all the way. Harbor Freight.
But most of my power tools are DeWalt. But I think Milwaukee stuff is good too, though.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I have a Makita impact driver. That's pretty good. Things.
I have mostly DeWalt stuff because I got an employee discount when I worked there.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think? We all done?
Call it? Yeah, we'll call it. Guys, thank you all so very, very much.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah. If you want us to do more lives, like we can let us know. We'll do them. It's fun answering questions and like just like kind of interacting with you guys. But also you can do that in our webinars. So buy a seat at a webinar. We can do this regularly. But yeah, just stay on the lookout, and we're always looking for feedback too. You know, we want to pursue avenues that are going to help the channel grow. So if you guys have suggestions for us, like definitely pass it along. Shoot us a message on the Slip Angle like Instagram account. We'll all get it, or slipanglemedia@gmail.com. We also all get that email too. So I think that's just about it. Yeah. Sam, congratulations.
Congrats.
Thank you everyone who bought tickets for our webinars. And what's the next release, Matthew?
I don't know if I can get that M4 video edited maybe, or we're gonna film something tonight maybe.
We're gonna film some Exoset stuff tonight. The frame's getting a roll cage welded on it right now. And
Yeah, Derek, he's doing a great job. He's been sending us photos.
yep. And yeah, so we'll have a release soon, probably the M4 or an Exoset video, one or the other. But that's it. So thank you everyone. We love you all.
Adios.
Everybody have a good night. See you soon.